We're having a little, technical difficulties, but we're going to get it together. How have you been?
Everything's okay on this end. Everything's fine.
Awesome. Same here. We're excited about tonight's show for sure. And I have to say this: I am a huge fan of Melba Moore.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I mean, you understand. You're in the entertainment business like myself. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to, just to be on top of what your game. Period. Right.
Right. That's right. That's
right. So
I was gonna say she's on top of every game too.
Oh,
I mean, every music genre from opera to rock to soul to. Yeah. I mean, she got every area covered.
She does. I mean, the plays. I mean, the Broadway plays. The voiceovers,
yep.
Incredible talent, incredible talent for sure. And so for you guys out there, we're trying to bring Melba in. It's just a small little glitch that we're working on, but we're going to have a real soon. Just hang with us.
We have a guest host.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we have a guest host.
Oh,
You want to introduce him properly?
Yeah, whenever it's time, yes. Let's see. Let's put it this way. He is a dear friend of mine. Mm-hmm. He also worked with Taz and myself over at Surfside Records from back in the day, and he has a radio show, and he also has a show now called The Amazing Faith Show. So I'm sure he will give us a little bit about that. I'm not sure we're ready to bring him in yet.
Sitting in for Midas. Midas, you still have a job. Don't worry.
Sorry, guys, you got me instead.
Oh my God.
It's our producer, Ted.
Hi, everybody. I'm supposed to stay in the background, but they are still trying to iron out some issues. We're having a little issue with our audio. Yeah. We do have Melba Moore with us. Everybody stay tuned. She's going to join us. It's going to be a fun, exciting show. They should be joining us soon. So just hang tight, and you two keep stuttering for words.
Okay, here we go.
You stay with us.
Oh, Lord. Let me check and see. I think Darren may be ready. Let me bring him on.
Okay.
Welcome, Darren. Did we get everything straightened out?
I think we got it all worked out.
Well, then I'm going to leave it to the pros. Bye-bye.
Hey, Darren.
Hey, how are you, Shelly?
I'm doing fine over here.
I'm telling you. And Ken, let's just start, since we've had our technical difficulties. I'm just going to swing it all back just like we had our intro, folks. So here you go. This is it. I want to introduce our great host, or my host, that I get the pleasure of being with on this show today, representing the Ikettes and the original member of Honeycomb. Listen to this, folks. She's married to the bassist Verdine White of Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know that guy that jumps around? There you go. Shelly Clark, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks, Darren.
Shelly Clark White, yeah. And then we got Ken Knox, the one and only Ken. I've worked with you over the years with the chairman of the board, producer, arranger, man. You just really do it all. And we love to call you the sax man, not the sex man, but the sax man.
Okay. Yeah. I've been called worse.
He can do it all.
he can do it all, I tell you, in the entertainment business. But anyway, welcome everybody to episode 20. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's going to be another great show now that we're on the air. I told Melba off the air, you guys didn't get to hear this. I said, you got to love technology when it works with you and not against you.
Man.
we'd just like to welcome all our folks that are joining us from the UK, Spain, New Zealand, all over the world. And you guys know, if it weren't for me, they would not be here today.
Right. Okay. Whatever you say.
I'm just kidding. But to tell you, to let you know who I am, I would like to thank Midas for letting me join into this today and fill in for him. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
But I tell you,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you've got to love delays. But I appreciate that so much. Darren and Anita from a Music Evolution radio show, Amazing Face Show. Folks, if you want to know more, just go to darrenhenley.com. You can find that all out right there. But really, the reason we're here tonight, folks, and I'm going to tell you, this is just going to be a fun show for me because we have a lady on that's just an incredible lady. Just even talking to her, working out some issues right there. Just an incredible lady. I want to introduce to you actress, Broadway star, Tony Award-winning producer, 4-time Grammy nominee, and 2020 Radio and Records Award recipient. And the list goes on. If you just go online and Google her name, she's all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the legendary Miss Melba Moore.
Thank you. Good to finally be here.
Melba, how are you? I tell you.
Fantastic. Wow, this was not easy getting here, but it was worth it.
But we made it.
Good company.
It is good company. Shelley Clark, Ken Knox here with us. Melba Moore. I'm sorry. I'm so flustered with all this too, and it's just driving me crazy. But anyway, Ken, I'm going to lead into you, and let's get started with this so we can find out more about Miss Melba Moore.
Hey, Melba.
Hey.
Finally get a chance to meet you.
Yeah. I've seen you. Now I meet you.
Yeah, and you look great.
Thank you.
And you're such a huge talent, and we're so glad you took the time to come out and come on the show with us.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So listen, tell us a little bit about where you grew up.
Oh, okay. Well, New York City and Newark, New Jersey, both of them.
Nice.
I blame them both.
Can you tell us about? I think your mom and your stepdad was in the business.
Well, my natural father was Teddy Hill. He's probably way before your time, but that's a picture of him. He was a big band leader, so I have it in the genes because of him. He and my mother did not get married, but they had me. And my mother was a singer with his band. I think his band was the first band that she worked with. But then with this picture you see here now, the gentleman at the foot of the picture is my stepfather. She married him, and he raised me. Incredible man, human being, and musician. He gave me my work ethic. He was a father to me. Right. Gave me a sister and a brother. He gave me a family. He gave me my first community.
So what instrument did he play?
He played piano.
Nice.
And he passed away about 2 years ago, and he was 101 years old, and he was still playing for money.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, you won't be. That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. And so your mother was the lead singer of this group.
Yes.
And was it like a trio?
Well, at one time it was a duo, at one time it was a trio, and at one time it was a quartet. It kept changing.
Yeah, as we do in the business.
Yes. So, Melba, this is near and dear to my heart. This next segment we're going to talk about. I was honored to perform on Broadway when I was 8 years old with Pearl Bailey.
Wow.
Diane Carroll, who was her first job, she was 18 years old. And was cast. I mean, we had Alvin Ailey, Geoffrey Holder, and it was on Broadway for 8 months. So as a kid, I got my first dose of it. But we want to talk to you about Broadway, which is hair.
That was my first. Oh, you see a picture of me and the other two girls.
Yeah.
That's Diana right there in the middle. It's one big dress, and of course it was a parody on the Supremes, and the whole show was a parody on American society. So there were comments on racism, on politics, on music, on just about everything. As a matter of fact, one of the black girls there played Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, wow.
What? What?
And I wound up replacing Diane Keaton. She left the show to go with Woody. I think his last name. The play was Play It Again, Sam, the first play that she did. But then she went from there to movies, and of course, she never turned around again. But I became the first black actress to replace a white actress when I replaced Diane Keaton in the female lead of the play Hair. So I had no clue what I was doing, but it was okay. It was a melting pot. It was an experiment, and we learned on the job. What a piece of work is, man. We're walking between all the dead bodies. That was the comments that that Hair was making on society, that, you know, in our frivolity, we were just, you know, not really paying attention to the fact that people were dying.
Right, right.
You know, there's a funny parallel to that. There's not much that has changed from then. Well, not funny and ha-ha funny, but
right.
in the
ironic.
In the scheme of things, it's sort of crazy like that. Well, you know, Melba, you went on from there to win a Tony Award for the Best Performance Actress in the Broadway show Pearlie, and you played Ludabelle, let me get this right, Lulibelle Gussie Jenkins. What was that experience like?
Well, unique once again, because I was trying to learn. I didn't know how to audition, because the way that I got Hair was from a recording session. And the way that I got the recording sessions, I told my dad I didn't want to teach school anymore. That was his dream, not mine. One of the first people I met when my dad took me to New York, back to New York, was Valerie Simpson. And she was in doing recording sessions, backup and jingles. Okay. So we exchanged numbers, and she got me into that. One of the recording sessions was the music from Hair. And they were still casting. That's how I got my first Broadway show. Wow. So I didn't know how to audition. So one of the girls the black girl that played Abraham Lincoln, she said, "No, you don't even know how to audition." So she told me about auditions for Pearlie. She said, "You have to try to be like typecast." And she told me the girl was from the backwoods of the Deep South. She was orphaned, illiterate, and in other words, she was country.
Right. Lulabelle, there you go.
Lulabelle. Anyway, make a long story a little short, I got the part and a Tony Award, and I continued to learn how to act on the job.
Just out of curiosity, because I have never reached there for the Grammys and the Tonys and that kind of thing, what did it feel like to win that Tony Award?
I don't know. I watched the tape. It was too exciting.
You couldn't get on that. I love it. Well,
it really was. I didn't know anything about theater. I didn't really know what the Tony Award was. Y'all know who George Faison is, right?
Of course.
At the time, he was in the chorus of Pearlie.
Oh.
And one of his little side jobs was sewing. So he explained to me what the Tony Award was, and he made my dress for the Tony Award.
Wow.
I love it.
Nice.
So it's a real Cinderella kind of a story. But from that, I learned what it was, and I've had a lot of ups and downs in my career. One of the things that I've learned is you have to keep telling people the story so they don't forget. And one of the things I learned was just how important the Tony Award. So for some people, it wasn't very important. It didn't mean anything to their lives.
Right.
To me, it changed my life overnight, and it's never been the same. And I never stopped telling people that I'm a Tony Award winner.
Yeah, no, I'd never. If it was me, I never would either. I would be like, "Wow, man, this is you can't
stop.
You can't to win something like that, and your career as we go through this today is so extensive.
Wow.
And you're so good. And what I've watched in bits and pieces, and what I've known, I remember some of your dance music that you have done, some of the club stuff, I guess you would call it, the beat to it, back even in the 90s, I believe it was. But just an incredible career, and your voice and all that, it's just amazing. And I'm not just doing that to toot your horn, I mean that. And the entertainment business as a whole, and what you just said there, and Shelley and Ken can go with this as well. the entertainment business in a way too is that roller coaster of a ride.
Absolutely.
That you take through it, because it's such a different type of industry altogether. Let me ask you, what was it like to work? I got to make fun of it with Benson. Robert, could you call on?
Oh, Robert.
Benson. Yeah.
That whole gang. I'm going to tell you something. Sherman Hemsley.
Mm-hmm.
That had to be a hoot. A fun. That's just crazy.
Always cracking up. And Linda Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, it was just an amazing family for me.
Well, it was. That's how that becomes. It becomes family.
Well, because I was very, very, very scared about acting and everything, and on the Broadway play, Novella Nelson first befriended me, and held my hand and told me everything's gonna be okay. Don't pass out yet. Every day. And they became such dear friends, and they not only taught me how to act and everything, but I didn't know stage right, stage. I was trying to learn how to get the part. I got the part, and I didn't know nothing else. And they never heard me sing.
Right. Oh, well, you blew them away. They probably went, my goodness, where did we get
What happened was, during the previews, I had one song, and it was the title song. I love to say, I brought the house down every night. So the people said, who's that young lady? She should have a second song. So Gary Gall and Peter Udell wrote I Got Love for Me, so I could do all those high notes and everything. And now they knew I had them.
Yeah. Well, we're getting ready to. I think we're going to get into that a little bit later on about something in those high notes. But we're talking about all the fun. There is that you ended up with a guest spot. I guess you would call it a guest spot on That's My Line. How? But do you remember the experience? Do you remember what it was like to actually do a game show? I guess like that.
Oh, a bunch of them. But if you ask me to pick one now, I don't remember them.
So Melba, looked like you took the leap from Broadway to television. So how did your variety show, the Melba Moore and Clifton Davis show, come about?
Oh, the producers came to see the show, and at the time, Clifton was on Broadway with Pearl Bailey and Hello Dolly. Then he left that and went to Two Gentlemen of Verona. So we were kind of like the backs on the chair.
I like that.
I remember this.
So we said yes.
Oh.
But I think Clifton had an agent at least. I didn't even have an agent or a manager. That's why it never lasted. But I think we did fabulous considering I didn't have a clue what we were doing.
Well, you couldn't tell that. You guys were dynamite doing that the show.
About the business
awesome.
aspect, contracts, and I didn't know anything about that.
The paperwork.
That was growing up in the business, though.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
That's the part of growing up in the business.
Yeah. It's okay. You get a few more chances.
You've done some outstanding work on television, though. One show that stands out to me is the Carol Burnett show.
Oh, the Carol Burnett, Wilson, B. Arthur, Ed Sullivan, Mike Douglas. I've been blessed in television.
Yes.
Well, it looks like you and Carol had a tremendous chemistry for a skit you guys did. How was it working with her?
I absolutely adored it. I thought I was a comedian.
Yeah.
She made you feel that comfortable in that, didn't she?
Oh, she was a wonderful, wonderful person, really. So it was lots of fun to do it. And then the skits that they would think up, I thought were just beautiful. I know one time I was on the show and I had just come back from, some really, really, I was so black, it was ridiculous. And she was so white.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
Didn't matter what we did; it just looked ridiculous.
Before we go to Shelley, before we stop around there, I just have one other question. How was it like to work with Flip Wilson? We don't have a clip of any of that, but I just got to know because of his character.
Well, he was incredible to work with, but sometimes you really didn't know what he was going to do on stage. I remember one time I was singing the A-lights out of "Don't Rain on My Parade," and I had to just make him shut up. so I can get started. Go sit there.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I couldn't imagine working even with Carol, really, but Flip just had that over the top personality of a comedian. But I just had to have that question in there somehow. So,
wonderful. But good people. That's the whole
exactly.
foundation. So that you're comfortable, that you know you're in a friendly space. You're going to have fun, and then they're going to dress you beautifully.
Yes. That's what creates that family.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, that's funny you should mention it, Darren. Marissa wrote in and asked a question. Did you ever get to work with Tim Conway on the Carol Burnett show? He's hilarious.
Yes, I did. Yes.
We answered that one. So, speaking of incredible performances, you performed at the Apollo, and I had 2 instances there. I performed there on a regular stint when I was 9 years old, 4 shows a day, 5 on the weekends. And then again, not until I was with the Honeycomb when we opened up for George Clinton in Parliament Funkadelic. It's a funky but great place. And would you share your experience of the Apollo Theater?
Many experiences, and some of them, of course, were, I hope they don't tear it down before I get to sing there.
Right.
But then maybe some of the most exhilarating experiences was to discover that I was born again, and that the gospel groups, and that they were really worshipers of God. I mean, it wasn't just entertainment. So that you have that experience of hearing the sacred music of our people like that. And my friend who used to do my hair, Blondie, she had these incredible hairstyles for me, but she knew all the gospel groups. So I used to go to the Apollo with her just to see the gospel groups.
I just can't get over talking to you. I enjoy it so much. Just to get to learn knowledge of the music industry, and you brought up one point right there about something that has changed in my life just recently too, about finding the Lord. And I've known that my whole life, and we've created a show that we come on with called Amazing Faith, where we talk about faith with people now that we do. But I understand that completely. But when you go back now and what you just said about the gospel groups, there's nothing more better, if that's a word. That's what's going back to Pearly there for you. Yeah. To listen to the gospel groups and that sound, and you hear a lot of your singers come from the church and that are in the R&B industry.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that's been blessed about Afrocentric people of America, even though we came here as slaves, somehow we always had God somewhere in the fields and whatever. Somebody taught us about it. I don't know where we got it, but we always had God, and to some degree, I think we always had Jesus. I mean, it's been Christian,
right?
And I think it's not been just an intellectual thing. It's something that we really need and believe.
Yes, and that when you believe in God and you have that helps you pull through those times. Anytime, this is anybody's life, but what you just said there helps you pull through and strive ahead with things. I do believe in life, and it's just an incredible thing. That's a whole nother topic that we could get into. I might start preaching to you, and we don't want to get there.
Okay. But we'll set it for the next show.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Maybe we'll have you on Amazing Faith or something as well, and just talk about that part of it.
You did a show on Soul Train, and the Honeycomb was, I don't know if people know this, they were the first artists to appear on Soul Train ever. Yes. And so, yes, it's insane, right?
I bet you I seen you. I bet I did. I love the Honeycomb.
Yeah. Well, I got in trouble because I wore a plunging dress, and Don Cornelius came and asked me to change clothes, but I didn't have another outfit, so the wardrobe, I had to stay with it. It was a little, I guess, provocative for the time, but they showed it anyway, but we wanted to talk to you about your performance on Soul Train. Yeah, the record was You Stepped Into My Life. That's what we wanted to hear about.
Okay. Well, You Stepped Into My Life was a hit for me because every song on the Bee Gees record that I got that song from was a hit.
Right.
All of them were hits. And so this was written by the Bee Gees. But the reason it's a hit for me is because my then husband, Charles Huggins, who was managing me, and Freddie and all the artists that we were handling, got Gene McFadden and John Whitehead.
Ain't no stopping.
When you hear, it's already a hit.
Right.
And the guitar licks and everything, the instrumentation was so catchy that by the time I came in, it was already a hit. And they know I had this little voice, you know.
Wow.
You know, I'm not no big old Patti LaBelle voice or nothing like that. My little voice. They make music for little people. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying they made really an arrangement that has stood up over the times. That's Gene McFadden and Don Whitehead. And of course, the combination of the Bee Gees and their genius writing is why the song is still a hit.
That's right. That's right. Ain't no stopping us now. Those guys were incredible. Okay.
And what was it like to work with Freddie Jackson?
Well, Freddie's, first of all, to give honor to his talent, he's a prolific writer. He's a wonderful musician. He's a wonderful human being. But he's too doggone silly. I could never have a serious moment with him ever. And so what we used to do is we used to kind of like figure out who could get the other one. One day he came around to my house, and I knew it was him, so I dressed up for him. When I opened the door, I looked so ridiculous. He fell on the floor. Now that's my real relationship with Freddie.
Well, I tell you, in this video coming up here, it was pretty heated in the video there.
Oh, that's just for show.
I tell you, it's just a great video. And you did a follow-up where the video after that was Falling. And if I don't talk about it, Shelley's going to kill me because it's one of her favorite songs.
Oh, thank you.
And Falling, I believe, went to #1 on the soul charts. The people behind the song, it sounds like it was totally written for your voice. Is that the case?
It's Gene and John. I got to say, you know, all the things that I don't like that my husband did, he got Gene and John for me. They wrote some beautiful songs for me.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's just an incredible thing. I mean, the videos and all of this, and I'll tell folks again, if you want to see Melba and go back, because we've got a new song of Melba's coming up before the end of the show. But if you want to see all of this, make sure you go to YouTube or somewhere, because just some incredible music over the years, Melba. Just some incredible.
Thank you.
But I need to jump back for a minute, because we can't do this show without talking about Lean on Me.
Oh, well, I'll take you all the way back to, I guess, the first disco era of our time, which was created by Van McCoy and the Hustle.
Yes.
And, of course, he had a big hit with the Hustle all over Europe. And he was writing songs for a lot of people. But, of course, he was also writing for my queen, Aretha Franklin.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And several wonderful singers actually had sung this song, but I gravitated to the one that Aretha sang, and it was on the. She was throwing it away. It was on the B side of a single, 45, and the A side was Rose in Spanish Harlem.
Oh, nice.
That was the A side, so she was throwing me away. When I came to the table, the I was babies. Okay.
Yeah.
So I heard it there, and I started singing it, and I said, "Oh my God, I can't sing like her. What am I gonna do?" Anyway, I started developing my style because I didn't have a style yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And eventually, I got to record it with Van McCoy because he was doing some dance songs. This is it.
Yeah.
I had great success with that. This is it. I said, well, now that I got you, would you please do my arrangement of your song, Lean on Me?
Oh, nice. I mean, you're a producer's dream, though. I mean, your voice, you have so many ranges that you know that you can give.
Right.
And hey, the way you held that note at the end still gives me chills.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you know what? As a matter of fact, you were nominated for a Grammy for this song, right?
Yes.
So what was that like? I mean, being nominated, excited, I know.
Oh, always exciting, but and I've been nominated several times, but I never got it yet. So maybe I'll get it this one. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is never too late, right?
Yeah, never too late. You are a tremendous singer, a great actress, but you also did some voice work. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely.
You did some voiceover work, correct?
Voiceover, yeah. I thought you meant voice work. No, I'm always working on it.
Yeah, a voice. I mean, you did the part of Whip It Angel.
Oh, yeah. All dogs go to heaven.
Yes.
Oh, all dogs go to heaven. There you go. And
Yes.
and that's something dear to our hearts. In fact, my two little babies, Shelly's dog, OG, and our producer, Cass, she heads up the animal rescue group here in Charlotte. So we're all about the dogs. So can you mention your co-stars and how they came about?
That was Burt Reynolds was the star of it.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And so I don't remember now. I mean, he just offered me the part, of the Whip It. I said, well, what's a Whip It? He said, never mind.
What's a Whip It?
Yeah.
I'd be thinking Whip It Real Good, that song.
Wrong Whip It. Okay.
Wow. Well,
raw, I know.
Yeah, how did you prepare for something like that when you can't see, who how do you prepare for that?
You talk it over and they kind of tell you, what their feelings are. And, and I'm used to doing voiceovers. You kind of give me an idea and you keep trying it and, and you kind of get till you get it, I guess it's like doing a reading.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have storyboards that go along with that to let you see what is actually going to play out?
Yeah.
Okay.
To some degree anyway. Yeah.
Right.
Well, we wanted to talk to you about a project you did that is just as relevant today as when you did it. Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Oh,
yeah. And the music, the talent that you had in that video with you, Dionne Warwick, Stevie Wonder, Stephanie Mills. Unbelievable. This song was entered into the congressional record by Delegate Walter Fauntroy in DC. And it was also added to the National Recording Registry in 2016. Now, what inspired you to do this project?
I had a little bit of a hiatus. I was sick for a while, but then I was well and I had nothing to do. And I was watching TV. I think it was the NAACP Awards when the great Dr. Dorothy Height, who is the founder of the National Council of Negro Women, is speaking. And I said, well, who was that incredible lady? I didn't have anything to do, so I called her up and asked her, could I come out on the road with her? She was doing what she called Black family reunions.
Yes.
And they were in all the major Black populated cities of the U.S. And she was having just celebrations, outdoor festivals. And so I was just traveling along with her, and her be my mentor. Okay? And so she says, well, Bubba, why don't you, at one of the prayer breakfasts, why don't you sing the Negro National Hymn? And I didn't know what she was talking about. Probably because I was born and raised in New York. We didn't have Black history.
Right.
I went to Catholic school.
Right.
So she told me about it. I found out that J. Rosamond Johnson and the Rosamond brothers wrote it. I learned it, started singing it, and then oh my goodness, I bet a lot of African Americans don't know that we have a song that this is very important. Every nation has a song that identifies them as a nation. We didn't even think about it. So much of our history and our culture is just kind of passed over. We don't deal with it, and nobody brings it to our attention. But Dr. Height made me know that this, especially as a music teacher and a musician, this is important. This is part of your identity. So I said, I took it to my record company, which at the time was Capitol Records, and the person that was head of A&R was Scott Fultz. I'll never forget him. And he was a Black person, so I knew he would be sensitive to it. I mean, if he would do it. Right. When we started to talk about it, I said, wait a minute. there's going to be a lot of people. If you make this a hit record, they don't think this is my hit record. I said, why don't we see if we can get some other artists to do it? So the first person he went and got was BB and CC Winans. So that music here, that's BB Winans. That's his arrangement.
Nice.
And then collectively, they went out and they got Stephanie Mill, Howard Hewitt. You know everybody. I can't remember.
On and on. Amazing. Well,
yes. The point was so that it would be our anthem and not mine.
Still as strong today as it was then.
That was conceived and directed by Debbie Allen.
Debbie Allen, yeah, nice.
Fame.
Yeah. And let me say this, the NFL has adopted that song for every game this year.
I heard that.
Yes, that's incredible. Like you said, it's a very important song.
It is. Very. Looking at the folks, I even saw, I think, Bobby Brown right there at the end.
I was going to say Bobby Brown.
It's incredible. And Lou Gossett Jr., and that's just a lot of.
How about them clock girls, huh?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Just tons of. To work with all that, that was a lot of talent right there. That's all I got to say. But I think your voice were you the highest voice out of all those folks?
Probably.
Go ahead, toot your horn, Melba. Toot your horn. Anyway, you were officially you were in, let me get this right, inducted into the official Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame, I think, in Detroit in 2015. And there's the little blurb of that we have on the screen. And just incredible as we go through your career, and we even got to the end of this yet, what's going on. But there are two words called the Fighting Temptations that I want to mention. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, that's my favorite character, Bessie Cooley.
Hey.
You want to know where her Mercedes Benz is when she get through with this doggone choir.
That's right.
I tell you. Just to work with all these different casts, and from Broadway to the music industry to television we've got coming up as well. And the way we started earlier with what you said, you really didn't know a little bit here or there. You're learning as you go, but you end up in all these great avenues and great venue type stuff.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I mean, some of them were so good, but we only showed you the good ones.
Yeah. Well, that's our lives, Melba. Sometimes we hit it. Sometimes
you don't.
Sometimes we try to hit it.
But you keep trying. That's what I like about this life. You have the right to keep trying.
That is right. That is right. You just keep on pushing, as they would say. I believe that was the impressions there.
Impressions, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Melba, as performers like yourself, Shelley, and myself, it feels good to have a #1 record, right?
Oh
yeah.
You know what? It doesn't just feel good. I'm in shock.
Yeah.
I'm in shock
man.
when this happened because I'd done it several months ago before the pandemic and everything, and I'd been out on a cruise, so I was like in another whole plane. I was doing the I don't know if you've ever seen the Broadway show After Midnight.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's an incredible dance-driven show about the 40s and the 50s big band. So it's ridiculous. The music is wonderful. So my head was like totally into that. Yeah. And I'm out on the seas for several months and everything. So when I'm getting back on land and I go to the drugstore, I can't walk. Got to get your balance back and everything. And so my partner Ron plays this song for me and tells me how incredibly successful and everything it is. And I listened. I said, "Oh, that's great. Who's that singing?" They said, "Melba, that's you."
Oh, wow.
It sounded so fresh and so new. And then I realized, oh, yeah, that's George Pettis. I remembered his incredible work. But I'm listening to the lyrics. And I'm saying, nobody else can do me better than I can. I'm still here. I'm still doing me.
Yes. Wow. I'll tell you what. I listen.
Then I realized Angela, his wife, wrote those lyrics for me.
Oh.
And that's the way they sing it. So now I'm hearing the song for the first time, really almost. So I'm saying, wow.
I tell you what,
Wow.
it's a great song. It had me dancing around the house. In fact, my wife thought I had lost my mind.
let me a question. Go ahead, Melba. I'm sorry.
It strikes. I'm just saying, it strikes everybody like that. So it looks like God gave me this crack team. You know, the combination of,
Right.
and of course, Terry Hunter is the one who did the house mix on it.
Okay.
But see, since the days of what do you call it, Van McCoy and disco.
Yes.
I never played it.
Right.
That's my question. Go ahead, Ken.
No, I was just saying it's hot, but good.
It is.
No. It's more than that. So what's happening is that, first of all, Terry Hunter, he's a star DJ. You know what that means?
Right.
Means he has millions of followers. It means that whatever it is I thought was a DJ, that's not what that is no more.
Yeah.
There's a whole area of business and music being directed now by these young people who were just kids then.
That's true.
Not only that, they're incredible musicians, but they direct the forces that are called house music now. And there's a very specific way that they did it. And because they know what they're doing, I have a global hit. I mean, thank God I can sing and everything. Yeah. But if it wasn't an insult to God, I would say I was lucky. He don't play that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you what.
He put me with this crack team. So that you have a combination of the internet now. Yep. You have the combination of everything else being shut down now. That's not a coincidence to me.
No.
And no. I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just saying this is much more than just a hit record.
No, keep talking. I like your passion.
Gotcha. Yeah, I understand.
Well, and you know, for all of you, you know, in the industries, you don't know what's going to happen now, but it's going to bust and break and grow because that's what we've done. We've monitored it. We've stayed in it.
Right.
We're going to go on to promotions. You know, we're not trying to still just do whatever we did before. We're trying to see, you know, like I spent all night long trying to get on this program tonight. Because it's not the same as it was before. It's very, very, very different, but we're all welcome.
Yes.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I'll hush.
No, technology has just changed the game for a lot of things in the entertainment world, especially the music business. It's made record companies have to rethink even what they're doing, because now you can take something of your own, and where you used to have all these promotion people and promotion men, you can do a lot of that on your own game now. You can be your business yourself and direct yourself versus having somebody.
And it's not just the music industry.
No.
It is the day of the entrepreneur, independent, and you can fellowship with other various size businesses.
Yes.
There's a variety of ways that you can work so that you are still an individual. I mean, you can't even do anything bad by yourself, but there's a variety of ways that you can be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Right. And as a music, I would see this too as a music person, or really anything, I guess the entertainment business as well. It lets you have creative control over your product, your voice, what you do musically.
Yeah, but you know, I'm glad I did that. I sure didn't know who that was singing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I put it in good hands, so when I heard it back, it just sounded like a breath of fresh air.
Hey, it does.
It does. I had a producer over in the UK hit me up that wanted to do some work on your previous album, and he was talking about this song and how much he loves it. I think his name is Colin Watson. And
UK's been so good to us.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody sitting on this panel. UK has been good.
All right.
For sure.
And they keep the doors open.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to mention that you received the 2020 Radio and Record Award. Can you speak on that?
No, I apologize, but I've been so busy trying to stay focused and figure out what's going on here in my life. I haven't paid an awful lot of attention to awards. I say thank you. I want them to keep coming, and in a minute I'll be able to.
That's good. That's awesome. So I think what we need to what we do now is let's do a question and answer. Sue Falcone says, "Love it, just doing me."
Yeah. What else?
Wait, we got more. We got more.
Yeah. Milton Crow says, "What's in the future for Melba Moore?"
All right, well, we're going to have an EPK. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Yes.
It's a small album, and another new release by George Pettis, Angela Pettis, and Terry Hunter, written especially for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They want to do a remix on "Standing Right Here," which is another one that was just been a wonderful classic written for me by Jim McFadden and John Whitehead. And that's all going to be part of a new package coming out. Because thank you, Jesus, they want it.
How about in the acting realm of things? Have you had any thought about trying that again, or if you're still at like not Broadway or acting itself?
Well, I'm going to do it, but right now I haven't offered to do a couple of different kinds of books. So I want to kind of focus on those and see what kind of books I want. One of them I want to be a children's book because I've always loved it. And actually, I'm very good at teaching. I just didn't want to stay in the classroom. I want my classroom to be the globe.
Yeah. Well, teaching's actually, it's a gift. That's a gift to have to be able to teach. But you were talking about writing a book before you said children's book. The first thing that really hit my mind is a biography of Melba Moore, because your career is incredible for what we've talked about in the last hour or so. Just the things that you have done and the people that you have worked with is just incredible to me.
Absolutely.
It is, and what's really great is because in some cases, I'll say it didn't have any strict order. I've been meandering all over the place, so you haven't even touched surface.
Right. Yes.
We just keep, and I'm sure, really, people who are in this industry were like that because it's like that because everybody's your family, really.
Yeah.
You have to keep trying, you have to keep moving, you have to keep figuring, well, what's next? You have to keep breathing.
Here we have another pop-up here. Linda Lane, I loved you in Fighting Temptations. How was your experience working with Beyonce and Cuba Gooding Jr. and others and holding that note in Rain Down? I'm wondering that myself on the note.
Well, it was hilarious. Do you know Eddie LeBert from OJ's? Did you know how funny he is?
No. I didn't know the fun. I know of him, but I don't know him. Ken and Shelley probably know him.
Well,
I guess you're going to tell us.
Well, first of all, he's very loud. I'm coming down the hall, and he's always laughing. So I'm saying, I wonder what he's talking about. And why the heck am I laughing? I don't even know what the heck he's talking.
Right.
I tell you that to tell you what it was like to be around those people. Because they're fun, they're funny. It was a gospel show, so we were very careful about respecting the church. Sure. Many of the people in there, and they don't play like Pastor Caesar don't play. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that opening song with her and Ann Nesby?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you don't, go listen to that. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Then you talk about somebody like Yolanda Adams or I mean, the talent, just the gospel talent, is just will make you pass out. Because how gospel people, they do things with their voices. You can't even understand that.
Yeah, that's so true.
Right.
We have another question.
I enjoyed it.
We have another question from Hetty Rogers. Did you and Stephanie Mills ever do a performance together like Whitney and Mariah Carey?
You know what? We did a play together. The play was the story of Dr. Dorothy Heights' life. It didn't travel or go anywhere, but we were starting to do some things together. She and I are very, very, very good friends. I feel like maybe because we're little people, we understand each other.
Yeah.
But I love Stephanie. She loves me. We're very good
Great.
friends.
Here's one from Harry Gatling, friend of our show. He says, Melba, you work with my cousin Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Oh, Cheryl. Now, Cheryl.
Yes.
You know, she reminds me of, well, first of all, she's just bigger than life.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And she's just so bright, so intelligent, and so articulate.
Okay.
I did her show recently,
Mm-hmm.
and she thought she knew my story. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I said, Cheryl, your mouth is hanging open. No, but needless to say, I think she's an incredible talent. She's an actor, but she's also an incredible, not entrepreneur, impresario. She puts on great shows.
Mm.
She has, I think she calls it simply Divas.
Nice.
I think Verdine hosted one of her shows, the Simply Divas.
Yes.
He did.
Oh,
So
nice.
she's an amazing person.
Yeah.
Plus, she got these great little dimples. She's pretty too.
There's one more question. Uh-oh. Tassie Hawthorne.
Uh-oh.
Would you do a Tyler Perry movie?
Did I do it, Tyler?
What would you do?
Would you?
Of course. I want to play Medea's sister.
I mean, who wouldn't want to work with Tyler Perry?
I want to be Lil Medea.
Yeah. And you can do it. One more from Harry Gatlin. What is your take on music today versus timeless music?
That's a big question. You know why? To me, the categories of music are continuing to increase because of the internet, and people can choose what they want. And so I think that's a good thing, because everybody can have whatever it is they think they want. You can join a group, you can join a crowd, you can have your own lane. You can do it a variety of different ways. I think it's fairer than it was before. Perhaps not to the few record companies there is left.
Right.
But to the people and to the artists, I think it's more fair.
This is Brooke.
Miss Brooke.
Telford. Go ahead. Take that, Shelley.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Read it off.
I have to say, standing right here is my top 5 songs of all time. Can you tell us anything about that song?
Well, I can tell you, Jimmy McFadden and John Whitehead wrote that song for me. And they're excellent at writing love stories and love songs. But I think, they're old-fashioned. They don't think like a lady's supposed to cheat on a man, There are stories, okay, well, whatever you do, I'll be just standing here waiting on you. Why y'all laughing? Actually, that is the story, and it's a sweet story.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, here's one from Milton Crow. What's the future for Melba Moore? What's in the future for Melba?
Well, definitely some more dance music. That seems to be a very, very good thing, not only for me, but for people. And it looks like we're going to be shut in here for a little while. They have to find some safe ways for us to get back into work and play and school. And so while we're reinventing how we're going to get back out and do whatever it is we were doing before, I'll learn how to work these little machines.
Yeah.
learn. I just finished my video today and got it up and out. So I'll be doing more stuff virtually.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And maybe taking more of a lead as to what I can do. Now that I see what I look like.
You look great.
You look great.
You look great. Can you tell the people how we can find you or how they can find you?
On social media.
On your social media sites?
Well, Melba Moore, I think that's Facebook. Twitter.
Instagram.
I know Instagram, yes. MelbaMoore.com, which is my website. And of course, you can get anything you want to on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then everything is going to be for sale, but y'all got all these different sale sites. I know about Amazon, but you got all these other ones now. Anyway, I'm for sale everywhere. Buy me
everywhere. We all are.
We all are.
Yes, we are.
We got all the sites up? Okay. Great. It is that time when we remind you all to tune in next week for our guest, which will be part 2 of my crazy little brother, the hilarious Tommy Davidson.
Oh yeah.
Big fan of Melba's, by the way. He was
I love him.
trying to get on this show.
Yeah.
He told us.
Did you ever see him do Freddie Jackson?
Oh, everybody. I think he may have done it on the last show. He's a mess. But so he's returning next week because he had a commitment which cut the show short, as maybe some of you remember. So he'll be back. You don't want to miss it. Part 2. And last but not least, a lot of you have been asking me where about the fabulous jewelry that I wear on the show sometimes. It is from Shining Stars. I think we may have a link. Go there. We'll have more for you on that later. We do have a Facebook page.
It's been a great time with all you guys today. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube to the channel here, folks, because that's my story. Tons of artists like Melba. Just incredible, Melba, talking to you today.
Yes.
And getting to know your history and just all of it. It's incredible. And you look incredible.
Thank you.
And you were talking about that earlier, right before I just had to let you know. Incredible. I can't wait to see the video.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
it's just up today.
I can't wait to see it and just look at it and go, that's Melba. And I just talked to Melba. I got to talk to that lady right there. I'm gonna be, and that's the lady who took the big note. So,
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to your manager, Ron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you,
Ron. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, for making it happen. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's my man.
I got to give a shout out to your daughter today too, because behind the scenes she was really working hard for you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, thank you so much, Shelly, Ken. Thanks for having me on. The producer behind the scenes, Ms. Taz, there. Thank you so much. And Melba, just thank you so much for being who you are and bringing your gift to the world.
Absolutely.
All of you. Wonderful. I enjoyed you so much.
Absolutely.
Everybody stay safe in all this chaos we're in the world right now with COVID. So just stay safe, keep each other safe, and we'll see you next time on That's My Story.
And don't forget to vote.
Please vote.
Vote. Everybody vote.
Vote.
Vote.